Yo,
what up?
De La Soul in the spot.
Word up, hardknocktv, baby.
Hard knock for life.
Nigga knock 4 shots empty.
Peace.
De La.
Don't fuck a rhyme artist. I ain't here for that. I was born with the boom bap, respect the name. My hands-on experience was hands on my first contract. Taught me quick how to respect the game. Introduced to the block, got used to the block. But your neighbors be the ones that throw shit on your lawn. It's like every single time we pop, they got annoyed, but we got ahead and we got along.
Was there a particular song or artist that made you feel like this is what I want to do, like I want to rhyme?
in the early days, man, it was just such a phenomenon. You did it. It was just like breakdancing. Like, you had to do it, and then all of a sudden, whoever was really good at it, they kept doing it. So it was kind of like that for us. I think it's like everyone, it just touched, went from, you know, super rapping with Grandmaster Flash on to, like, you know, whether King Tim or Sugar Hill Gang. When it just came about and you heard the tapes and people DJing, you just wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to be a part of that. I mean, I don't even know if they felt that way. Like, even when it really first approached, it wasn't even MCing. I wanted to DJ. Like, the DJ was the man. Like, being able to cut and listen to tapes of you cutting back and forth, and someone on mic was just doing echoes. I mean, I wasn't even really thinking from a lyrical standpoint. But hip-hop just touched you like that. And when you realize, when a friend of yours would be like, yo, you beatbox well, or yo, you can DJ well, then you start getting that positive affirmation, like, yo, okay, let me keep trying it and let's see where we can go with it. You know?
I never flaunt the coin cause now I'm getting what they call you. They call me Luther Van, they say my style is so amazing. I'm phasing those who supposed to have the last after. Cause even when I'm gone, I'm reappearing in the after. I have to send respects to real money makers. Do not connect us with them champagne sipping money fakers. Taste the quarter-pound from N.W.A to Shot-Town. What that prove? You're so full you can't even move.
When Gangsta rap came out, it's something that we enjoyed. And we always thought to say, I know I was like, yo, why they talking about that? Like, I could never see myself talking about that part of my life if that's how my life was. Although hip-hop was, you know, about speaking about your experiences or what have you, but gangster rap, and if you're talking about like even just posing as a gangster, or I'm doing murders or what have you, and you know, all that nonsense, why do you want to put that on record? Like, to me, I felt like it got to a point where I enjoyed it, but as an MC, I was into more creating and painting pictures, not necessarily just being a, you know, a roving reporter, or, you know, just blurting out the news. It was interesting, it was different, but for me, I felt like I don't have to do that. I'm not telling about the things that I know, what I've seen, or what I'm trying to paint a prettier picture so we can enjoy this music, you know? I think sometimes, you know, when you feed young minds and, you know, the masses, you know, a specific story, they could begin not only just liking it, but even acting it out, because they admire you, you know? You know, I got the 9. I got the 9 in my glove compartment. Well, let me do that too. You know, let me try that too. I just felt like we would never feel pressured by it. It's something that we just ain't gonna do. Yeah. You know, it's something we got our own style, we got our own sound, and we respect it. But we love N.W.A. We love a Biggie. We love, you know, all these artists who might have been considered gangster rap. But at the same time, I also felt comfort in knowing that we was doing it our own way. When I heard of Tupac, who could be gangster but at the same time a loving man and poetic and, you know, what have you. So to be able to see those contrasts and saying you don't have to be gangster, there's dudes out there who are gangster who keep their stories to themselves, like a Tupac especially. I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. No pressure at all.
You know, we were the group that when we came out in '89, we were on LL tour with N.W.A, PE and all that. But then from there, we jumped to Fire Cannibals tour. We was that type of group. So even as you're saying, even within the realm of hip hop at the time, when it seemed like, you know, you had to be gangster or hard, no different than at one point. At one point, hip hop was considered, you had to be really lyrical. So it was really hard for more Southern cats like Luke and them to be respected, because everyone was, you know, you weren't KRS-One, so you weren't really rhyming. We were just a group that we fit into so many facets of the genre itself. So it never really affected us like that. Like we feel like, damn, we got to make some really harder songs, you know. I mean, like even like our heroes, like Run DMC, at one point we felt like when they did the song like Pause, you know, with the Teddy Riley feel, you know, that was them just trying to feel like, well, can we do a feel that feels a little bit more relevant and recent to now? Like we just never had to really think like that, because us as De La Soul could do a song with N.W.A, we could do this song with Teenage Fan Club, Gorillaz, 50. That's how we look at it. We can just do everything, you know. We were married to write story to it. Maybe if we did a song with 50, it's me rhyming like the brother who don't get in trouble with 50 gets in trouble. You know, we would marry the right story to the collaboration, but we never thought of it like, yo, we gotta curse, or we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Just being us, man.
We've done a lot of songs and they've been like, you know, memorable moments, but it doesn't necessarily mean the song blew up, took off, and was a hit. I think the probably most memorable is when you meet people and you collaborate and you create something together. Whether it hits and becomes a big hit like what we did with the Gorillaz, or whether it's a cool song that there's certain people who love, that we did with Teenage Fan Club. But when you sit down and you collaborate with people that you've never met before, and you sit in a room for 2 days, 3 days, for maybe 8-10 hours in a day, and you walk away with something that you created with strangers, I think those are the most memorable and important times of our career. To sit down with strangers, people who either got to come into our world or we got to go into their world, and you come out with something. And whether it hits the chart or whether it's just a filler or what, the experience has always been amazing. And you know, from Shaka Khan to Beastie Boys to so many others, you know, those are probably the more moving moments in recording for us.
We were certified hot, then dropped to lukewarm. Now we back up in the spot, claiming never been gone. Niggas who cut us off wanna reattach us now. Them girls who brush us off say they want some numbers to dial. Yeah, I get that ass a number and some lumber to pound, and catch a curve from my kid. Won't show me love if I break. So stick to the same plan. Don't come shaking my hand like we peeps. It ain't beef, but be sure to understand between us it ain't on.
That's true. Things ain't going like that.
Tribe Called Quest documentary. People saw it different ways. If a director approached you guys about doing a De La Soul documentary,
if they approached us about doing a De La Soul documentary, it's gonna be crazy. Because I don't think we're people who hold our tongues. We're not dishonest people. And if there's a story to be told, and if there are questions that are gonna be asked, we're going to answer. And you know, and if it may paint someone maybe and not in the best light, the truth is the truth. You could never ever be angry with someone for telling the truth, and we're about the truth. So you know, I'm sure questions about each other.
That's why I ain't doing it, because I ain't ready to tell you nothing.
Whether it's about each other, and I'm sure the first thing that would probably come is, what about the native tongue? And I think there's a whole lot of truth about that isn't out in the open. And I, for one, respectively, and with a delicate approach, I'd be telling the truth, you know. And I think it probably would change a lot. We're honest people, and I think that's what would come out of it, honesty. You know, and about everything, not just harping on the native tongue thing, but about, you know, about our past with our label, about the industry as a whole. You know, there would be a lot of truth coming out, and I think you would have to respect it and swallow it like, you know, that's De La, it's the truth.
Toss, anything you want to add to that? You would be okay with a documentary?
Yeah, if it was the right, you know, right person want to do it. I don't think we ever had any problem with doing it. It was just, you know, I think sometimes, I mean, y'all can let me know if I'm wrong, but I think sometimes, like, even like we've had like, you know, the unsungs and people like that reach out. I just personally don't care for none of that. I feel like we have a story that's still being formed and told, and I don't think that format works for.
Yeah, when we buried in the earth, then the story will come out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably more the lick. It'll probably be somewhere in our 80s or some shit like that.
like
probably.
doing documentary, or trying to, like if someone would do something specifically about a certain album and things like that. We've been approached on certain things like that, but it just never really panned out.
Nobody else does it. I'm putting in my bid.